Are you a student and your school or college is telling you that you must have a vaccination? Are you an employee and your employer is telling you that you must have a vaccination? No one, not even the government, has the authority to force or coerce vaccinations. Many companies and institutions have become zealots in promoting COVID-19 injections due to corruption, self-interest, or ignorance about the injuries and deaths from adverse reactions to the experimental injections. Mass censorship and false information about the effectiveness of those injections has created serious misunderstandings about these unapproved, experimental, and hazardous medical treatments. The fact is, COVID-19 injections are not even vaccines, by definition. And while each manufacturer has different issues with their injections, none of them have been shown to be safe or effective, and none of them have been approved by the FDA for non-emergency use. On a daily basis, there is mounting evidence of very strange injuries, deaths, and adverse reactions from the experimental COVID-19 injections. You should never allow any institution, doctor, or friend to pressure you into taking experimental or unproven medications. I'm going to show you how to take control of that and protect yourself and your family. Solari has some very powerful documents online for you to copy, edit, and present to any school, college, or employer where you are being pressured to take the experimental COVID-19 injections, which they are calling vaccines. These documents make it impossible for any institutional officer to claim ignorance of COVID-19 injection risks. They require that the institution's officers take full personal liability for any injuries, deaths, and losses caused by the experimental treatment. They require that they acknowledge the possible adverse reactions and negative consequences of the treatment. They require that the institution's officers acknowledge the specific laws and codes that prohibit coerced experimental medical treatments. Those laws and codes are included in those documents, and the documents are free. Catherine Austin Fitts, who publishes the Solari report and website, has put together these very powerful documents in a spirit of public service, because there are so many people and institutions now which are violating the law and our rights by trying to control the medicines and treatments we take. These are documents which you present to anyone who is trying to coerce you into taking medical treatments. Here's how to navigate to these forms. Go to pandemic.solari.com. In the blue navigation bar, hover over Employer and School Forms. Select either the employer or the school form link. Even if you believe that you should take the COVID-19 injections, you need to present these forms to protect you in the case of any adverse reaction or negative consequences. These forms represent your requirement that they understand they cannot force vaccinations, they must inform you of the risks, and they must take full responsibility for any damages they cause. Simply put your name and address on the form, print it out, and present it to your school, college, or employer. It is best to send them by certified mail so you have proof of delivery. The forms require response by your school or employer. If they don't respond, your mail receipts are proof that they were noticed. Once any institutional officer receives this document, it is hard to imagine they would dare to coerce medical treatment upon you. The document informs them of the possible consequences they face if they attempt to coerce medical treatment on you. Remember, these are templates, so you remove any instructions and format it like a letter. Add your name and address and the name and address of the recipient, whoever's coercing the COVID-19 injections, and then add the date, a salutation, and sign it at the bottom. Then send it by U.S. certified mail. Keep copies and mail receipts as record of the delivery. If you deliver by hand, you won't have proof of delivery. You do want that proof because this document may change the legal status of you and the recipient to give you the advantage in the relationship. Without proof of delivery, they can claim they never saw it. Your health and health care should never be controlled by anyone but you. These documents are how you get that control.